Hi guys, Ray, City Fan TV. City just been dumped out of the FA Cup at the semi-final stage, and guys, I say as I see it, all on Pep, for all the good stuff he does. You to be honest, got to be critical. Yeah, some people will be, the happy clappers will be out there. They'll be saying, "Oh well, you got to look at the whole season and all this and that." Rubbish. When your team's rubbish, you say so. When the manager's done it again, you say so. If players weren't fit enough for this game after Dortmund, fine, I'll accept that. I don't accept that 8 players from Wednesday night were not fit enough or were injured or whatever with this game tonight. It was disgusting. You wouldn't get it. Look, it's what we come in. It was horrible. For me, honestly, it's 100% on Pep. Hi, Faris, Abhishek, Prithvi, Quest, 100%. I'll put that up there, and I'm sure someone will take a screenshot and have a go at me afterwards. Not 100%, 1,000,000% on Pep. 1,000,000%. Yeah, someone said arrogant, absolutely Quest. Totally arrogant, treating the competition with disrespect. Look, I'm just glad, I'm glad we didn't go. You, Abhishek, where was the subs weren't used? No, I'm sorry. For all the good Pep's done, and he's done tons of good, changed our style, he's wonderful and all that, and he's pushed us to areas and helped us achieve things we never would have dreamt of. You've got to call it out when he's had a terrible day. And he's had a terrible day. This is worse than Leeds. I'll tell you why it's worse than Leeds, because we saw how shocking we were against Leeds. We saw how shocking we were. And Pep's going to chuck same players, mostly the same players out again for this game against Chelsea in an FA Cup semi-final. So we're chucking the same, I'm not going to call them trash, the same guys who played trash against Leeds. We shove the same out against Chelsea, who are better defensively, better in attack. Rubbish. Absolutely 100% Pep. I'm sorry, if you're going to keep picking Mendy, one of my notes here, here's what I've written about Mendy. Mendy can't throw in. He can't pass. He can't dribble. He can't cross. He can't shoot. And he can't defend. What is Mendy doing there? Why have we got Mendy pushed out wide on the left? I said it against Leeds as well. Why have we got him up there? What's the purpose of Mendy? What's the purpose? Because he's not taking people on. He's not dribbling past them. He's not putting amazing crosses in. He's a liability. He's a liability. Every time they pass the ball to Mendy, Chelsea think, we're getting this ball back. Let's not worry. And in fact, towards the end of the game, Jesus refused. In my opinion, he refused to pass the ball to Mendy because Mendy just offers nothing. Too many players are useless. I'm going to use that word, useless, without top drop around them. And you saw that today. I said it against Leeds. I've said it before. We put out a team of half talented players. Yeah. And I've said they look all right when you're playing against, when you're surrounded by your Gundowans. Yeah. When you're surrounded by your Foden and your Mahrez and your KDB. Yeah, when you've got those players around you, anybody can look all right because these guys give you more space, they give you more time, they take players away from you. But when you haven't got them, when you've got to deliver for yourself, we saw Torres delivered nothing. Sterling delivered less than Torres, and Torres delivered nothing. Sterling was diabolical. He's been horrible. There'll be people, the happy clappers will come out and say, "Oh no, he's great, he's wonderful, and all that. He's all right, he's our Sterling." Yeah, because I've been supporting Manchester City for 50 years. I've been going home and away. Sterling's all right. You know what I mean? No, Sterling was rubbish. He's been rubbish for a season and a half. Okay, go back to last September, not this season, last season. That's the last time Sterling was consistently good. He had a good 4 or 5, 6 games, and then he's been rubbish. He's been terribly inconsistent. He's not delivered, and he's not delivered again. He was horrible today. He should not have lasted the course. He shouldn't have lasted the course. He looked a little bit more threatening on the right, but he was rubbish. Out of it, honestly, out of his depth. This is not a game for Sterling. This was not a game for Sterling. You know, it's just, I think if I play you a million times, you're going to get back into form. Sterling was gash. He was horrible. He was guff. He was terrible. Okay, and he didn't deserve to start this game. You've got kids in the youth team who deserve to start this game over some of our players. Honestly, and this is not a knee-jerk reaction. I've been saying it for a while. You've got players playing there. Might come good. Torres might come good next season. He's had a stop-start this season. He looked, more positive in the season, but he's not got any confidence to take people on. How are we going to get around the back of Chelsea if you're not going to take people on? They're not giving us the space. You're going to have somebody with that little bit of magic. You saw when Foden came on, things changed up. Yeah, you saw when Gundogan came on, we pushed Foden out on the left, Sterling on the right. We had better balance. We had control. We had, a little pressure. Yeah, Chelsea were holding on to what they'd got. We had it a little bit. Look at Diaz. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to show you this. Okay. And this is not just because of one game. Let's see if have I still got it, or probably deleted it now because it's not worth keeping. Well, forget the Cancelo. I've got the Cancelo one. Anyway, okay. Just remember this. All who's saying Diaz this, Diaz that. Even Keon says Diaz makes the players around him better. Diaz was terrible this game. He had a couple of good tackles and touches, but he was terrible. Yeah, you go back and watch Diaz's mistakes. He made a ton of mistakes. Okay, I'll tell you again. I tell you for the millionth time, the best defender at City this season is John Stones. Not, people don't agree with that. I don't care. You get people on social media saying you're talking rubbish. I don't care what they say. Because John Stones has done it. He's had a couple of, he's made a couple of mistakes in the last 2 or 3 games, but Diaz made a ton of mistakes. And it was a horrible performance all over the pitch from City. I'm going to go through your comments, guys, because you don't want it, I don't know, you don't want me ranting and raving, but this was a horrible performance. Alexandros says, terrible performance. What are we going to do about Sterling? Andy Hoyle, disgrace. That's the only word I can read out of that, mate. You wouldn't get it all on Pep. Absolutely shocking, 100%. Don't want to see Mendy, Torres and Sterling this season. Paris. Look, I said it. Sterling's been horrible. Horrible. Mendy is a waste. Mendy gives us nothing. This was like the Arsenal semi-final. We offered nothing. We put a gash team out there and we got nothing. And have you noticed what's happened in the last 3 games? The Leeds game was terrible. Terrible. United game, we weren't there for the derby. Dortmund, Dortmund, if we're beaten Bayern Munich 4-2 on aggregate to get through to the semi-final of the Champions League, yes, that's a performance. We beat a Dortmund side who were 5th in the Bundesliga, miles off Bayern Munich. 20-odd points, I think, off Bayern Munich, the Bundesliga. So we beat a team like that. That's rubbish. It's rubbish. And in fact, I'm going to have a look at the Bundesliga table. This situation. So we beat an average, let's be honest, an average Dortmund side. Yeah? Dortmund side. When Bayern Munich are sat there with 68 points. Dortmund, yeah? Borussia Dortmund, 46. So they're 22 points off Bayern with the game in hand. Who cares about the game in hand, okay? Dortmund is 6 at the moment. Yes, they can jump by Leverkusen, who are a place above them, but it's not good enough. Dortmund, let's be honest, they're a bit of an average side. They're a bit of an average side who've let in plenty of goals this season. So you're expecting to beat them. And it was not as easy as you would have liked. That Bellingham goal stands in the first leg. We're in massive trouble. Massive trouble. We will, for all how good we were in the last 30 minutes, we were lucky to get through against Dortmund. You've got to see that. Doesn't use the 5 subs. He's going to complain. We need 5 subs. We need 5 subs. We need 5 subs. I said months and months ago, I never want to hear that again. Never want to. Yeah. 100% Pep's fault because he's picking these players who are gash. Ikram says on Pep. Mendy was awful. Not offered nothing. He's offered nothing for a couple of seasons. Cancelo Swan dropping consistently. Absolutely, Faris. Remember what Priceless Silver said? Best, not best right back, best fullback in Europe. Best fullback in Europe. He's not even the best fullback at Man City now. He had a good 2 or 3 months, good couple of months, and now he's gash. Has it gone to his head? Same as Sterling. Has it gone to his head? Kamal, we never threw that game away, Kamal. We were never in that game. We never had that game to throw away. We were horrible. And Brian says out Mendy and Sterling. Well, I think City do want to get rid of Mendy. And I said before, if someone offers 80 million, bye-bye. Sterling said on, no, Ikram Mahrez. When I did the picture for the game, for the thumbnail, for the live team use, I was hoping Mahrez would start. KD was injured. It didn't really offer much either. Sterling was horrendous. We still kept her on the pitch for 90 minutes. Look, maybe, as I said, maybe Pep thinks if we can keep playing him, he's going to get better, and he's going to, we're going to play him into form. Rubbish. You can't creativity play Rodri and Fernandinho. Look, as soon as Chelsea scored, we should have been Fernandinho off. Or take one of them off. Bring a more creative player. And we didn't. Mahrez, we needed him. I have no embarrassment saying that. We needed Mahrez on the pitch today. He'd have offered us more than we were getting, and that's what matters. Why start Stefan Mendy, Sterling? Because Pep is. Someone said he's arrogant. I don't know. If I was at the press conference, that's what I'd ask him. Is that arrogance? And I'd take what flack he offers me. I'd take it because I say it's arrogance. How can you play 8 players who are not good enough? I'm saying it. They're not good enough. They haven't shown that they are good enough. Why can you change 8 players? It's not through injury. It's not through tigers. It's not through fitness and all that. Top of that, KDB's out as well. So we put out a cat team, get knocked out. I'm not bothered about the quadruple because we were never going to get that. I said someone's going to trip us up. And look, we might lose to Spurs next weekend. We might get knocked out by PSG and stagger over the line in the Premier League. And for all that good spell, you've got to look at it and say we have had luck. You got to have luck in a good spell like that. But we've tested our luck today and we've been found wanting. Abhishek's worried about KDB. If we create numerous chances and miss them and lost, fair enough. But we did nothing. Absolutely, Akram. Before the game, what did I say? Kepa's in goal. Test him. We didn't do it. Hardly created anything. Whenever we play double, we need Silva and Foden. Absolutely. We need some activity up there. If you're going to play a double pivot, you need your class. Think about it. You're playing a double pivot and you're relying on Torres and Sterling to do the business in the attack. Sorry, I don't buy that. It's not good. If you're going to play play Fernandinho and Rodri, fair enough. You're going to play that. You've got to have Foden. You've got to have Mahrez. You've got to have KDB. You've got to have Gundogan or Bernardo Silva. You've got to have energy. Pressing, we were rubbish. And basically, all up and down the pitch, we were second best. We were bang average. Bang average is too high a praise. We were below average. The players weren't fit. Why put them on the bench? Seeing that Cole Palmer and Liam Delap are doing? Absolutely you wouldn't get it. Selling immediately, and Jesus is no replacement for Guerrero. For Mendy, stunk the place out. Saw it coming. We said it. Pep, MCFC. Pep is to blame. MCFC. I'll tell you. Here's something. I'll throw it to you. Pep played a lot of these players against Leeds. I'll put your comments up because your comment is as gash as what the team played. Pep is to blame because he played gash 11 after the Leeds performance. He's played. Did you not see that? It was only 2 games ago. It was horrible. And Pep's chucked out the same players, a lot of the same players, and they've chucked out the same performance. So I'm sorry, mate. Your comment's gash as well. I say it as I see it. Couldn't find a single player who played well. Everyone deserves a rating of 5 or less. Sterling needs to go to his house. What does Liam Delap and Cole Palmer have to do to get a chance? I have no idea. I can't say anything. I don't know what Sterling did today. Jesus worked hard, but he didn't get any proper chances, but he tried to involve himself. But he was losing the ball. You knock the ball to him and it bounces off 10 yards. And then he goes to a Chelsea play. Rubbish. Everyone's to blame. I blame the manager. It's all on Pep. And there you go. It is because he's picked the same gash as we had a couple of games ago. The Leeds game was terrible, and he picked that, and he picked them again. Laporte defended well. I think Laporte was all right, Ikram. I think overall he was all right. But when he tried to carry the ball, he's no John Stones. Trust me, he's no John Stones. Second spot was good. I think overall he decent game. Abhishek Sterling was awful. He's not passing, not able to keep his feet for 5 steps. Sterling is selling end of KDB major worry. Mendy left Ziyech to my look. Haj, on that goal, Mendy was leaving Ziyech. Where was I didn't even see Diaz. I mean, I need to watch it again. But was it Diaz who let the guy go? Okay, if you're not fast enough, you're not fast enough. But we had 3 defenders to there too. Stefan came out into no man's land. He sold himself. Why is Stefan coming out that far? And then, if Stefan had been stayed in goal and Cross had come in, I think that's an easy save. But he's come out, he's committed himself, and he's gone. All Laporte and Diaz were good. Diaz wasn't good, Abhishek. What game were you watching? 6 minutes. Diaz loses the ball for nothing. Chelsea ended up winning a corner. A few times I picked out Diaz because he was making mistakes. Here we go. I'm not going to go through all my notes, but Diaz made some poor mistakes for me. Poor mistakes. We got lucky. What about the one that went over his head? What about the one that went over his head? And he let Ziyech go free. Ziyech should have scored. He just straight at Stefan. That was on Diaz. That's all on. Why on earth was Mahrez not on the pitch? It's crazy. I can't explain it. So can do one. I can't believe it, but forever. It was great that first season, the first few games, second season, first few games, but he's been awful. Don't sell cinema, drop him. I said it before, suggesting. Look, Pep won't do it. Pep won't drop him. Brian still wants us to sell Mendy and Sterling. Pretty says, I thought City would do a control. I never, honestly, never thought it was on. Never thought it was on because I knew at the end we have too many games and Pep is risking it all on the Champions League. Yeah, what Pep is doing, he's playing too many gash players. If you played 7 of the first team, I think we don't lose that game. I think we win extra time or we win it. If you play 7 of the first team, if you play 8 of your second team, you don't win that game. Pep should. I don't have a problem with a double pivot, but if you're going to have a double pivot, you're going to need players up top who are on the top of their game. You need a Mahrez, you need a KDB, you need a Phil Foden, and you need either Gundogan or Bernardo Silva, probably Bernardo Silva. If you're playing the double pivot, you need energy. Yeah, you need guile, you need creativity. You don't need Sterling, you can't do toffee at the moment. You don't need Torres, who's low in confidence. You picked it all wrong, in my opinion. I bet played better than I think most of us would have played better than Mendy. Fernandinho is usually the best player for City. No, I don't agree with that. I think Paul was better than Fernandinho. Fernandinho does his best, but Mount was still. Yeah, Faris, I'll turn the VPN off. I'm back. Let's go back to your comments, guys. Keep them coming in because this was such a horrible performance. Hope KDB will be out for PSG. Sterling has to go, said Akash. Don't mind Faris. It's one of those things. Defo said, I missed a lot of comments. Sorry, guys. Stefan was bad. Notice how Diaz has to switch his pass after he realised Stefan is right-footed. We should trade Sterling for Haaland. Ain't happening, Abhishek. Diaz was of his timing. I guess he was tired from the last match. I don't think it was timing. I don't think he's tired because Pep's been playing him all the time. So I don't think from the last game he suddenly got tired. I mean, Pep has to make changes. Subs, I agree. Pep was poor. Players MCFC. Look, okay, if you've got 7 or 8 players who are underperforming, haven't played enough, and you stick them out, then it's the manager. Something's got to be more on the manager. The managers pick that team. The managers pick those underperforming players. The manager has set us up the way we are. I don't understand why. I wanted Walker on the pitch. I wanted Walker on the pitch. On the right, we could put Cancelo on the left. That would have sorted out the Mendy problem, the Mendy ineffectiveness problem. And it would have given us a bit more pace on the right, which would have dealt with Werner and Ziyech. It would have dealt with them. Walker would have had that pace, for all his lack of concentration and poor, throw-ins and all that. He'd have had that pace to deal with that ball over the top. We didn't have enough pace for it. Sterling better have a John Stones off season. He's had 2 bad seasons. You wouldn't get it. 2 bad seasons. I don't care about his 20 goals last season. I look at his 1 Premier League assist last season. Not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. We should, let's have a look, try and keep up. Poor team selection for a semi-final, Theo. Totally agree, buddy. Totally agree. Sterling, Mendy, Jesus, Torres, not good enough. Right, for this game, not good enough. Torres, I give him time because it's his first season. But the other guys, it's certainly not the first season. Mendy shouldn't be even near this side. Honestly, Mendy, and for all Gabriel Jesus does, for all Gabriel Jesus gives us with his energy and all that, why don't you get Michael Johnson? The sprinter. He'll give us energy. He'll chase people around. He's fast off the mark. Yeah? Even now when he's, 40-odd years old, he still can do a job. I'm talking Michael Johnson, the sprinter. And he can still do a job. I don't want people to tell me, Gabriel Jesus runs around a lot. Sorry. He might, he runs around a lot. That's not actually Michael Johnson's older. He's older than me. He's 53. Even now, I'd have Michael Johnson above Gabriel Jesus. I'd even have him now. He's probably faster. He'll probably put more work in. But it was not good. Not good. Laporte, Foden, Postecoglou, Fernandinho, the only players I think did well. It was really impossible to win the game with this team selection. And actually, I agree with you. The goalie had a mistake on the first goal, but he made it up in the second. Look, but the thing is, you can't afford to make mistakes like that. You've got nowhere to go then. Akashis cut slack and others have been inconsistent through the season. Suicide playing KDB today. He looked knackered at half time. Take him off. We must deliver against Villa or else we are in a whole world of trouble, says Quest. I agree. Stefan maybe should have stayed on his line for the goal, but he didn't. The one-on-one, honestly, Ziyech hit it straight at him. Watch it again. Ziyech, I struggled. Yes, he came out, he narrowed the angle and everything else, but Ziyech hit it straight at him. Point is, even Chelsea were playing so bad, got past us because we were worse. Sometimes Pep overthinking, and he did it again. Totally unfortunately, it was an important match. I think this was worse than the Arsenal game. Against Arsenal, we had control and created chances, but this game we got everything wrong. We had now when we got in their half, they schooled us. All that, forget it, and got to win against Villa. Got to win. Sterling, Mendy, Torres, Jesus, not good enough, says Theo. Raheem still in the worst and very weak, says Dragon Shadow. Can't argue with that, mate. Faris, this was possibly the worst we have played in the last 20-25 matches, says Abhishek. I can't think of anything worse, especially on the back of that Leeds performance. We've seen it once and we haven't learned. I'm sorry. We were looking at the Champions League. We would have lost if we didn't get that dodgy penalty, and our team doesn't have the mentality to come back, says Akash. Kamazat says Sterling, many must go. Cancelo, pretty average, still got the qualities, be there. Sterling is diabolical. Quick killer, you're angry? Aren't we all, buddy? I said Sterling, and I'll maintain it since the first 4, 5, 6 games of last season. After that, he's not been good enough. As soon as we conceded, I didn't think we'd come back. I'd given up, honestly. Because I didn't think we had the heart. I didn't think we had the energy. I didn't think we had the desire. And I don't think we had the creativity and the know-how to get past Chelsea. It was embarrassing. It really was. I can't think of why Mahrez hasn't participated. He's not tired. I can't believe he's tired because he didn't play against Leeds either. Certainly can look good in a team versus West Brom, and the happy clappers come out absolutely harsh. Look, you put Sterling on one wing. On the other side, you've got Mahrez. In the middle, you've got KDB. You've got Gundogan and Bernardo behind him. He's going to look all right because, people like KDB and Mahrez drag other players to them. Yeah? They drag players to them, and their running creates you space. Their passes creates you chances. When he has to do it on his own, he's not delivering. Abhishek says, I don't know why we were playing so narrow. Our wingers were so narrow. Our fullbacks not good enough. This is also on Pep, says Abhishek. He got his tactics wrong totally. Sterling, Grealish, swap. Ain't happening, you wouldn't get it because no way Sterling went to Aston Villa. Said before that Torres and Mendy aren't good enough for that game. I totally agree, Faris. I said Mendy, there's no way Mendy should be near this team. He should not even be on the bench. We've got Walker there. We've got Walker and Cancelo, play them. That's it. Yeah. Need to make a statement against Villa now. Sterling will not fight for his place. He'll leave first. What happened to Cancelo? Cancelo, sometimes the setup doesn't help. Cancelo's fallen off a cliff at the moment. The setup doesn't help. I don't think having KDB helps because a lot's still going through him, and Cancelo loses his opportunity to break into space. KDB got injured, man. Injured early in the second half after about a minute or two. Torres and Sterling to do the business. Must be joking, Boothie. Benjamin Mendy's absolute cat horses, quick killer. I can't argue. Anthony, that was crap. You're telling me, man. It was rubbish, man. Cameron's like, well, also don't know why Zinchenko didn't get another start. I thought, you know, I don't understand that. I really don't. I wouldn't play Mendy against Villa. I'd bring a kid in. I don't know, Haj. Honestly, don't know. You know, it's hard to tell. Pep might say something in the press conference, but we'll know. I mean, I don't think KDB should have started against Villa anyway. Okay, so give him as long a rest as we can. That starting 11 will struggle to beat any team in the top half. Says Boothie. It's almost a cabin copying of last year. Well, I think we got more chances last season, as someone said. Team like Dortmund United, we Liverpool play the same team all the time. Why can't we? We should have played more first team players. That's what my gripe is, Haj. You saw the difference when Foden was on and Sterling switched to the right and Gundogan was on. You saw the difference. Now, you know, what do you think would have happened if they'd started the game? How much better would we have been? How much better? Lacking so much quality and balance. Boothie. Look, was it Faris who said we were better balanced than the Leeds side? But we didn't have the quality. Sterling played really bad, says Dragon Shadow. Can't argue, buddy. Cancelo should have been our starting 11 in Moses Faris. We not scored. I would have played on the 90 minute. I'm still not convinced by Torres. He offers almost. I think Torres is lacking in confidence. He just needs time. Just needs time. You wouldn't get it. I think Pep has to make changes. The only thing I blame for is 2 subs. MCFC, but who did he? What? Okay, you're complaining that he didn't bring the subs on, but what about the guys who was going to bring it on for? Because there were too many poor performances. Look at that. Torres offered nothing. Sterling offered less than Torres. Okay, so those two weren't doing it. Mendy, rubbish. Can you imagine that team? As I said, you start with Foden. You start with Mahrez. You start with KDB up top. You start with Bernardo and, let's say, if you're going to do the 4-2-3-1, you start with Bernardo or Gundogan behind him. Let's say Bernardo because he's got a little bit more energy to cope with that midfield of Chelsea. It's a totally different ball game. And you start with Zinchenko at left back. Teams changed, and I think the outcome changed. At least the quadruple's over. Some opposition fans are happy and move on. Same mistakes, absolutely. So you got to blame. If you do the same, you know, it's not a coincidence. It's not unlucky. We made the same mistake as we did in that game against Leeds. We put out a team that wasn't good enough to win the game. We can argue it's good enough. I say if we score the first goal, I think we win, but we didn't, and we lost. Whatever happens has happened. Just wish Pip picks our best team for the Champions League and League Cup. I don't think we'll pick the best team for League Cup. I really don't. Even though it's a final, we won't pick the best team for because we've got the PSG game 3 days later. Too many changes at the back, says Enoch. Absolutely, mate. But that's on Pep. That's on Pepe. Wow, guys, I'm way behind. I'm trying to catch up. I won't catch up in a bit. Werner with the crossbar pullback. Hakeem's here. Well, can't argue with you, Jaden, man. Should have started with Walker. I don't mind not starting them, but you should have brought Walker on when you saw again Mendy offering nothing. Should have brought Walker on in the second half and had Cancelo on the left. It would have been a massive difference. Then the left would have offered something. He offered us now. All the Diaz Rodri can be started against Dortmund the other day. Absolutely a crumb. That's it. So 8 of these players aren't good enough to start in the first team. I don't think the double pivot was the problem. I don't think it was either, Faris. As I said, I repeat, double pivot's fine if you've got the quality in front of them. We didn't. We had the double pivot, yeah, and our quality was KDB, and that's it. We had Jesus, Torres, and Sterling. Sorry, that's not good enough. As I repeat, you have quality up in front. If you're going to have that many defenders, you've got to have top quality in front of them. Laporte did what he had to do. Can't really complain about what Laporte did. He's probably the best of a bad bunch. Fernandinho did well, but there were times when Mike was too quick. Yeah, you know, look, even if Fernandinho had been 5 years younger, if Mike's too quick for him, we're almost forced to win the Carabao. I don't think we're going to put out a good team for the Carabao. It won't be as bad as this. It'll be stronger than this, but it's not going to be good enough. Walker needs to start to stop counters. If he was present, we don't concede the goal. He's very underappreciated in that team. He's there for his pace. But it was terrible. Yeah, I didn't scream. I knew we were in trouble. It is, yeah, Jerry, I'm gutted. It is on Pep. Gee, I just can't be bothered with idiots coming on here. Double pivot is fine, but we need a Silva, Foden, and Mahrez up top. We need not just one, we need 3 good players. Ikram says, I don't know how we can play the same front 3 against Leeds in a game like this. I totally agree. Kind of on Pep. Should have started Zin on Kyle. Why still on 3 grand a week and in contention for renewal? Yeah, I agree, Haj. I did a podcast last night, and I said, they asked a question about Sterling's new contract, and I said we should be offering him less money. No press today, no urgency, no chances. J-Rex. The walkthrough was too easy. We have players warming up on the sidelines that didn't even come on to Ikram. Absolutely. Stefan at fault. Absolutely. You can also blame Pep for not trusting our youngsters. Someone like KDB should not even be on the bench. So you wouldn't get it. I'll stick that one up there. Absolute trash today, says J-Rex. Chris, we need to stop the counter soon. That's going to be Son, Mbappe, and Neymar. Absolutely. It was all right losing this game. My man of the match, Jack. Laporte. Honestly, it's really tough to find. Diaz wasn't great. It certainly wasn't. Mendy was horrible. Cancelo, nothing. Fernandinho and Rodri didn't do the jobs. You could argue. And Fernandinho was lucky not to get booking in the first half early on. Front 3, rubbish. KDB had in the first half. Mbappe. JRX, you get John in there. You get John Stones in there. You put Kyle Walker in there. You get Diaz there. And you get a decent left back. You put Zinchenko in there. You see how different that is. Brighton was a horrible team selection. If truth be told, I said, people asking me when the team news was out, can we win this game? Yeah, we've got a good enough team to win that. But when you put too many players who aren't good enough together in one team of players who aren't good enough, then you find out the whole team isn't good enough. One thing I know is that half these players won't play against PSG yet, and that's where we're lucky. Pep didn't look bothered as the quad went down. I'm not bothered about the quad, JRX, honestly. I'm not bothered. I said that I don't expect to get it, but it's the way we went. We limped out. We really did limp out. We didn't give anything for this game. We limped out. So impotent. And my worry is Pep's going to overthink it in the Champions League semi-final. We're going to limp through the rest of the season. That's my concern. Problem I felt is that Pep was forced to rest players. We weren't in the best position to play our strongest 11. Maybe not. 8 changes is too much, Faris. 8 changes is too much for me. Look at it this way, Faris. If you didn't play against Leeds and you played against Dortmund, then you should be ready to play this week against Chelsea. If you were rested against Leeds, you played against Dortmund, you should be ready to play tonight. So I honestly don't think Foden needed the rest. I don't think Mahrez needed the rest. If KDB's playing, I don't think Mahrez and Foden needed the rest. Certainly not. Yeah, and I don't think Bernardo didn't play the full game against Dortmund. I don't think he needed the rest. You stick those 4 and you stick Zinchenko at left back, totally different kettle of fish this game. Totally different kettle of fish. I'm sure against PSG, Walker and Stones will come in, I think so. We're not a threat. The only reason we get goals is because the amount of chances we make. Even my nan will score at least 2. We may as well play false 9 if we're going to play Gabby. Have some more creativity on the pitch. We didn't have anything. Imagine how it feels to be KDB in this team. But KDB didn't turn up either, Akash. He didn't create. Always turning up. He didn't turn up today. We got Villa and Spurs to worry about, and now we better win that final. I don't see it. I think we really miss the energy that Bernardo Silva gives down the middle and the guard of Mahrez. Totally agree, Andy. You can't have too many players who aren't top drawer. You can't get away with it. Whereas Aguero is injured at Kamazat. I can understand some rotation like playing Torres and Fernandinho, but this was a crucial game where we needed our informed players like Foden, Mahrez, rather than Selena. Jesus, can't argue. We crumble against teams with press and physicalities, JRX. We can't just let the ball do the work in these games. We need a more fire and ruthlessness. Get ready, we lose against Villa, says Jack. Could happen, man. Could happen. Should have taken advantage of Kepa in goal. He wasn't even bothered. We didn't even try. Sterling was better than KDB in the 18-19 season to show some respect. KDB isn't flawless. He didn't have a good game either. Was that Jadon's gone now, so he can relax? Was that least possession in the game? Probably JRX. It was rubbish. My granny's better than Sterling. Says you wouldn't get it. Gotta go, Krante. Sad day. It's the way we lose that makes it sad. We need Kane. We need a focal point. I don't think we need a focal point. We needed quality on the pitch. We didn't have it. It's not on Pep. Burton Rodford. It's not. I say it is because he picked those players. He picked them. He picked that side. He picked the system, and we knew this was going to be a tough game. We knew Chelsea were putting out probably almost their strongest side. We knew it was going to be tough. We said it beforehand. And we look at people like Mendy and say, what's he doing there? What's he doing there? Sterling, we are unhappy that Sterling's there because he hasn't performed for so long. And Torres is down in confidence. You can see those three positions, we're going to struggle. That didn't even look like City. Can't argue with that, JRX. Pep didn't look bothered. Walker would do 100 times better job at left back than Mendy. I don't agree. Says you wouldn't get it with what Burton forever saying. Pep could have made subs with limited time and still preserved squad rotation. Mahrez could have had some time. Absolutely, JRX. This is on Pep. Totally agree. Our players underperformed, but Pep should have managed the game better, and the lineup wasn't strong enough. That's why I blame both players. And yeah, look, the players didn't perform. That's on them. But if the players aren't performing consistently, if they're consistently underperforming, yeah, then you've got to look at the manager. It's the manager who's picking these players. If they're underperforming, you don't play them. Absolutely, you wouldn't get it. I've not even read that, and it's exactly what I'm saying. If they're not performing, you don't play them. Yeah. Look, there's so many internationals out there. You don't play them all. In other teams like Mustafi, you're right. Torres is not good enough for City. No, Akash, you've got to give him another season to see what he's like. He must have at least touches in all games he played for the season, less touch on the keeper. You wouldn't get it too. He's already explained why he didn't play the strongest 11. You're repeating the same words. I understand why you're not playing the strongest 11, but you're playing some of them. You're playing 3 of them. Why can't you play 3 more? And I think that's makes a difference. Pipe dream to think of a quad without a real striker. I disagree, JRX. Totally disagree. We needed a better guy, number 9. We needed. If you're going to play the double pivot, you need a better front 3. We didn't have it. Where's Palmer and Metch? Well, Metch is not here. Doyle's not ready, I don't think. Cole Palmer, Delap. I look at those two and say, those guys are banging goals in. Why can't we play with a little bit more? Tuchel pressing attack. We can't handle the direct pressure. There was no defensive shape at times. He had other options. He certainly give them a chance. Mark, you're right. Poor team selection cost us. Marlon. Come on, Marlon. Stick Marlon. Give Marlon a rest. Lee Cullen. Chelsea does a doom. Yeah, you can't argue about that. Delap has got to be better than Torres is the team. Farris says you wouldn't get it. These players are not ready at all for these types of games. He's making sense. You just don't want to see it. Look, these players aren't ready. Don't play them all together. Don't play them all together. They're not good enough. Can you imagine Mendy versus Mbappe? I don't want to even think about it. Rodri Fasas was miserably slow up. Players all passing through him in the centre. Was just watching. Diaz made some good second last stitch, but if we went for the score, but if it weren't for Diaz, maybe they wouldn't have scored that first goal. Diaz didn't have a good game. He made a couple of good blocks, but for me, he didn't have a good game. The game was lost as soon as the team sheet came out. It says Dean. Pep is obviously prioritising the Champions League. The change that had to be made. Villa, Tottenham, and PSG are more important games. Like I said, increased players. No. I will still disagree. These same players let him down against Leeds. The same people. So why do you play the same people against Chelsea, who are a better side than Leeds, who are, going to defend better than Leeds? It's going to be hard for us to get through them. Why do you play the same players? You played 8 players against. You dropped 8 players from the Dortmund game. You got 8 players. Why would you prioritise? Yeah. Champions League is far away. Anyway. In the Champions League semi-final, Pep has to be the strongest team available. He will, Haj. Bigger games. Sorry, guys. What are you just going to hope to flop over the line? Do you just chuck the league and say are you going to arrogantly now say we're going to win the league without putting the effort in? I don't agree with that. We need a focal point with Mancini at one time. Yeah, Aguero, Dzeko, Mario at the same time. We had Tevez, man. We had 4 of them. We had 4. The league is the main thing to win. Gutted we lost. Thought we might have played more players from midweek. I agree, Lee. I think we should have. Then ready to play. Delap scored on his debut. Never started again. That's BS says you wouldn't get it. You're not ready, but the underperforming players were ready. Yeah, look, Torres hasn't played much. Abu Khalid says Chelsea playing on 8 May again in Premier League and if City. Look, here's the thing. Chelsea had an extra day's rest, I grant them. But Chelsea playing on Tuesday night. They've got to win that league game against Brighton. If you're here for the live team news, Chelsea have got to win league games to be in the Champions League next season unless they win the Champions League, okay? They want top 4. They will put out... I mean, they had 3 changes from the team that played against Porto, okay? 3 changes. So it was mainly their best side, okay? Against mainly our not best side because we only kept 3 players. Chelsea need to win on Tuesday. So Chelsea... What they've done, they've given it everything for this game, and they say we're going to keep giving it everything. They've got to win on Tuesday, Chelsea have. They've got to win in the league against Brighton. They've done it. So if they can do it, why can't we? I want Saka for Sterling, not happening. MCF fan channel Jumbo. Mahrez is okay. He says, what do you suggest if you're forced to rest players? Faris, are you going to tell me then, okay, that KDB, here we go, Faris, KDB started the game, okay? Are you telling me that KDB is fitter and fresher for this game than... Honestly, I mean, be straight with me, be objective. Do you think KDB was fitter and fresher than Foden and Mahrez and Bernardo Silva? I think... played what 68 minutes or 65 minutes against Dortmund or whatever it was. Do you think that they're fresher? KDB was fresher than those guys? That's a simple question. Strange when asked, "Are you playing your best team?" Pep says, "Of course." Oh, look, it's not shocking. It's it's rubbish, and we know it. Well, Dean, what I say is maybe not your strongest 11, but you needed, I think, 6 or 7 of your best players. 6 or 7. If you're going to play Zach Steffen, okay, look what we did in defence, okay? So we played Mendy at left back. We play Zach Steffen as well. If you look at your best back 5, your best back 5 is Ederson, didn't play. Walker, didn't play. Stones, didn't play. Zinchenko, didn't play. So you've dropped 4 of your back 5. That's not good. And you dropped 3, all your best front 3. So your back 5 and your front 3 are not your best players. How on earth are you expecting to be consistently good? It's too much. BP, quadruple is not easy. Never said it was. I didn't think we'd do it. Never said we'd do it. I've not seen or heard one City fan say we're going to win the quad. It's the media. Absolutely. It's the media talking about it. All performance, Manchester Blue. Absolutely. Farris Foden would be fresher than KDB because he's younger. Mahrez would be fresher than KDB because he's fitter. There you go. So if you're going to put KDB in, why can't you bring Mahrez or Foden in? Or Bernardo Silva, who's played less minutes or fewer minutes than KDB. Trips to Birmingham, back to Wembley, Paris. It's a lot of hard work, BP 984. A lot of hard work. KDB looked off very clearly, needed more days to rest, and who knows what had happened to his foot. We'll have to wait and see. Selnick again was poor, and Torres also. Mendy didn't get all the changes when we don't play. Absolutely. As I said, I can understand it if players were injured or not fit or tired from midweek. Foden didn't look tired. And as I said, here we go. You play with KDB, Foden and Mahrez up top. That's a totally different game. And Bernardo Silva behind him. That is a totally different game. You saw when we had Gundogan on, when Foden was out left, Sterling was out right. We looked slightly more threatening outfit. Slightly more threatening. What do you think we should be a good left back for us next season? So I'll tell you what, if you're going to compare it to Mendy, anybody from Madame Tussauds, the Waxworks Museum down in London, anybody from there will be a better left back than Ben Mendy next season. I'd put anybody there. Can't be worse than Mendy. What a joke, says Abi Khalid. He knows we would play and sacrifices in AFL Cup, I believe. Look, that's what you got to hope, that we beat Villa, we beat Spurs, because we give this away. We tossed it in the air, hope for the best. The KDB injury could be a kicker. That could be the difference between winning 3 trophies and walking away just the league. We haven't won the league yet. You wouldn't get it until after 17. Yeah, possibly, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm frustrated. Honestly, massively frustrated. Look, I've got a shed load of work to do tonight, and I'm crying about this. You know, I'd have gone into this work tonight with full of confidence and happiness and all that. But put in a performance, guys. If we don't win on Wednesday, all a waste of time. But I've noticed, and I said it since KDB came back, we've not looked the same. You know, well, your weekend's ruined, Akash. My weekend's tough, and it's just got a damn sight tougher. I've got paperwork coming out my ears right now. Which I've got to sit down and do. And I've got to pack because we're leaving. We're leaving tomorrow morning. 6 hours time. I've got to be up for a drive. It is just gash. Is there a chance to make the league harder than it should be? Absolutely. BP, let's say we draw against Villa. Yeah, United could be within 6 points of us. And we start wobbling. We start worrying. By the game against Leeds, by that league, if we'd got a point, it'd have been all right. It'd have been better than nothing, you know, because we're one step closer. Yep, Faris coming back. It's costing me an arm and a leg for the testing and everything else. All the paperwork. You guys don't want to do it. Trust me. Don't want to do it. You've got to do the two. You got to book the 2-day and 8-day test. You got to do them. Sorry, Jack. Mine's still going for me, mate. Still going. You got to do the 2-day and 8-day test, and it's expensive. The 2-day, it's expensive. Some places are charging 500 quid for a test that's you get free, either free in France or 30 quid. I mean, I went down the pharmacy, had a test, 30 quid. That were it. Half an hour, got the result in half an hour. So Manchester, no, he had some good performances in front of goal. He's been all right. Give him the chance. I think he's a good finisher. But out wide, he's not done brilliant. Yeah, I don't think we're terrible, Jack, but we're just not. We've wobbled too much, you know, and we wobbled at the wrong time of the season. No, I'm just going to tell you about so you got to pay for the testing. That's the cheap ones, about 160, 170 quid, if you can get them. Then you've got to fill all the paperwork out, and that is such a pain. That is such a ball ache, filling out all that paperwork. And then you've got to do self-isolation. Then you've got to do your testing over there. It's just, and I mean, and then you've got to do this. You're going to do a form to say where you're going to be. That's a lot of ball. It's a lot different to what it was earlier. You know, back in November when I came to England, it was much easier, simpler, very difficult. Abhishek, it's 2 tests. You've got to do a day 2 and a day 8 test. But you're looking at cheapest is 160 for the 2 tests. And that includes postage and stuff. But some places are trying to charge you 500 quid. 500 quid. Prithvi, got to smile. Just think that we're in the Champions League semi-final. Guys, yeah, I mean, Manchester Blue. See, look, I said it before the game. You know, I was talking to one of my mates. It's two tests. It's 2 tests, Abhishek, and postage and everything else. But it's still outrageous. It's outrageous when I got in France. I've had 1 test for free, and I paid 30 quid for a test because I didn't have my, which I can claim back because I didn't have my card on me. You got this. Your national insurance card kind of thing. All right, if I didn't have the number with me, so I had to pay the money. If I can claim it back, just send the paperwork in. But that it's a con. It's a con. And remember, I got through 2 kids and a missus, so there's 4 of us, and you're getting hit for every single one. You know, just thinking about the people who have to quarantine, 1,700 quid. It's a con, Abhishek. It's a con. I don't know where you are, mate, but it's just a con. Absolute. I don't know how you get approved at these companies. Get approved. Well, Pep played him when he's tired, Faris. Earlier in the season, Pep complained that KDB's playing too much, and he played him here. Pep overthinks, says Jack. Yeah, guys, on that sad note about KDB's injury, we've got to go back to the side we had when KDB was injured before. We've got to go back to there and hope that we get out of this mess. Guys, I'm going to shoot. Cheer up, guys. It's a bad day. Bad day. That's it, Faris. He looked tired on Wednesday. People said it. People said he looked tired. So how can you play him again? Give him a rest. Let Gundogan play. Let Bernardo Silva play. The guys who were Bernardo Silva looks fresher. Let everybody take care, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow evening, hopefully, for a few minutes.